Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Trade the Chain. It is Thursday, April 29th, and I am joined by Ryan's cheering because I got it right. I am joined by the best hair in crypto, Ryan Gorman, along with Monty and CJ, crypto analysts from marketrebellion.com. And a happy Thursday it is. Man, woof. You know, earlier today, we just did a 1 hour live stream like AMA with XERO. So we're going into a second hour here of recording on YouTube. So bear with us if we have bags under our eyes. We're working hard for you folks. But with that being said, we're going to hit the big board today. We're going to take a look at a couple of DEXs, and then Ryan is going to reel in a new corporate $100 million Bitcoin buyer, which is going to be exciting. By the way, speaking of that, I do have to pay up. So yesterday we made a bet on if Facebook was going to announce that they bought Bitcoin on their balance sheet on their earnings call after market, and it turns out they didn't. And I believe it was Monty and Ryan who are the winners of the big no, they didn't buy.
Yep.
I said no.
Right. That's right.
Wait, hold on. You're right. Monty said yes. Monty said yes. That's right. I take it back, folks. Redo. So CJ and Ryan are the big winners, not Monty. And folks, gents, I will pay you the 400 XERO tokens that I really don't want to pay you now.
I thought it was 800.
No, it's 800 total. 800. 400 each.
I think you said 8,000.
Jesus.
The only bags I have under my eyes are the ones filled with your XERO tokens.
Well, now that we did the XERO live stream, I don't want to give them up. Will you guys take X?
No.
All right. Ryan, I know we're running a tight schedule today. Take us to the legals and the promos, please.
You got it, sir. Thank you. This is just a reminder that all content provided by Trade the Chain and Market Rebellion is strictly for educational and informational purposes only. Absolutely none of this is investment advice, and it should not be construed as such. Do not listen to a word we say. Trade the Chain is brought to you by TradeTheChain.com, a global community of traders across 23 time zones of all ages, all abilities, and all skill levels, all using AI-driven sentiment indicators and actionable alerts to help them beat the market. If you too want to trade like a crypto insider and are not yet a member of Trade the Chain, check out TradeTheChain.com for a 14-day test drive. Almost got through it without stuttering.
And moving over to marketrebellion.com/crypto. This is Monty and myself and our community at Market Rebellion. And with us, you get exclusive trade ideas, exits, entries, and stop losses on a weekly basis with access to our macro portfolio allocations, a pro charting platform, a trading education curriculum, and a community of traders all throughout the world, and much more. If you're serious about trading crypto, this is the service with a lot of versatility for you, and you can sign up and try your first month for just $1. So we appreciate that, guys. You can go to marketrebellion.com/crypto to find this page. That will be our sign up one. But without further ado, before we hit the big boards, I know we're running a little tight schedule today, but any words, gentlemen, to start us off?
Thanks, Alex, for the bags of XERO tokens.
No words, CJ. You're good to go, my man.
All right, let's look at the Trade the Chain coin screener. Go to the markets. Little less bearish than yesterday, but still overall neutral to bearish on the short term and daily sentiment, with the majority of coins in the top 30 here. Let's look at trading volume with Bitcoin is down about 20%. So that's somewhat notable. Ethereum still plugging away very bullishly. But let's go over to Bitcoin, because I do want to examine the bearish case today as well. Because we always talk about being so bullish here. And so I just want to give that alternate perspective. I also want to showcase a couple new indicators and a couple new premises in TA, if you have not heard of them thus far. But all these white dots that you're seeing as a new indicator, that is the parabolic ZAR, or SAR, parabolic SAR, and it's a momentum indicator that shows us when we are having an uptrend and when we are likely to have a downtrend for an extended period of time. So where are we right now? We have just flipped and have had two of the parabolic ZAR dots appear below price. So that's very bullish. As you can see, each engulfing candle Previously, we've had roughly a flip to this parabolic czar underneath price, providing upward momentum, then downward, then upward, and so on and so forth. So still a bullish factor that we've got those below price. However, we're starting to see a little bit of a bearish cross on that fast stochastic. So a little bit of a warning sign there, also tipping over on the CCI. So the trend's getting a little bit weaker after being rejected at that resistance level at 55K. However, we still have some strong supports at 52. We're testing that as we speak. And then the last and final line is around 47. I think if we drop below 47, things could get rough and we could potentially go to 30 or more likely 35K. I don't think that's going to happen necessarily, but I do think, you know, even if we go to 35K, that doesn't mean the bull market is over. We could go to 35K and still finish the year above 150 based on Bitcoin's implied historic volatility. Next chart I want to point to here is a inverted chart of Bitcoin. As you can see, this would represent the entire uptrend that we've seen thus far. And so this is the whole point of showing an inverted chart is trying to embrace a neutral perspective on the trend. So if you looked at this as if it were any other asset, would you buy this chart? And my answer is if we broke our previous swing high, I would definitely look to be buying this chart, whatever it is. Now, unfortunately for the bulls, this is a inverted Bitcoin chart, like I mentioned. And so if we break below that level of around, 47 or even 49K, there's really not a lot of substantial support until we hit about 40K. I mean, we have a little bit at 45 as well, but those are the deadly regions that we could potentially break into if this trend does continue. Last thing I want to point to that's a little bit new that I just want to bring to your guys' attention is this potential fractal top going forwards. This is something I wanted to mention yesterday, but I didn't have enough conviction to go through with it because I was still leaning very bullish. But now that we've been rejected and I'm coming down, it looks as if we may have the potential to form a fractal top here and retrace to roughly 50K. In technical analysis, we have fractal patterns, the bearish one being somewhat similar to what we're seeing now. And then, of course, we have bullish fractals as well. Here's a shot of a fractal indicator and some of the things you can explore with fractals and using them in TA. But as you can see on this left-hand shape, it's starting to look like the candles that we're seeing on Bitcoin on the daily chart. Last thing I'll draw here is just a potential. If we get a close right here, the completion of that fractal pattern would be a candle that looked something like that. That would ultimately form the full bearish fractal and would be, not a great formation technically for the bulls.
I have something to say, CJ. The inverse chart was fantastic, and it just made me realize why every time I'm around Monty, his charts are upside down, because he's Mr. Short.
That's
total
right.
sense.
It's all about perspective, Alex. And CJ, that was although you're kind of bearish, you may have spooked a few people. I think it's interesting to note some other metrics that may imply that even if Bitcoin were to, enter that bearish trend that you were talking about and retest levels of 40K, I think that could be an encouraging sign for the rest of the market. Historically, we've seen the market sell off when Bitcoin performs poorly, but, this is a different market. We're seeing ETH show strength even despite Bitcoin kind of performing lackluster over the last couple of days. And I just want to call your guys' attention to the Bitcoin dominance chart because we have broken below 50. We're at a 3-year low. We haven't been this low since all the way back, during that 2017, 2018 period of some massive altcoin speculation. And there's a few other metrics that, kind of point to the fact that we may be entering a period of massive altcoin speculation. One thing that was worth noting that I saw yesterday was the monthly users on MetaMask was at an all-time high. I think this is kind of an indication that people are looking to get exposure to the altcoins that, aren't necessarily listed on major exchanges. This is, for me, an indication that People kind of believe in a wide array of projects within the cryptocurrency space. It doesn't need to be just these major established players. They're looking elsewhere. And that, for me, is encouraging if you're an altcoin holder. Like I pointed out, ETH has been ripping to the upside. And I want to talk about, what this has done to the rest of the market. The decentralized exchange market, Uni and Sushi, they have been on an absolute tear this week. And, I want to look at the daily chart of Uni because I think it's pretty interesting, right? We're topping here at this 43.96. And, I think this may lead to a potential reversal down here. And if you look at the 4-hour chart, we're approaching a critical level here of this 20-period moving average that I'm always referencing. Historically, it's acted as a great indication of whether you should be long or short. And right now is a critical time for Uni. It's pressing up against this level. It wicked below, but is kind of finding support right now. So watch this closely over the next couple of hours. Watch to see if a candle breaks below it, because if it does, we may be set to retest this level of $36. And, the question that would remain would be, where is this capital going to go? Where is it headed? And I think the answer is pretty obvious if you are just looking at the pattern so far. We saw Bitcoin perform very well. That was followed by ETH, which is now performing very well. These DEXs then kind of took some of that, rode that momentum from ETH. And now I think you can look even further downstream for other plays that, may be indicative of what we're seeing here with MetaMask. So I think it's timely that you guys are getting in on that ZERO play now. That 400 ZERO tokens that Alex is giving you may be worth a lot more because of this capital that's flowing out of Uni and Sushi after riding this wave all the way up. So I think alt season is upon us, folks. And that's an exciting thing, even if Bitcoin is due for a little bit of bearish to neutral price action. There's going to be plenty of excitement with the alts.
And I left my alt season 2021 t-shirt back in Philly.
Ah,
Can't do
come
anything
on.
right. I can't do anything right.
No, that was a good analysis. It's really interesting the diversions that possibly play out when Bitcoin is losing its dominance, and hinting towards that altcoin hurricane season. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, CJ, you're all the way in the back row now. What do you got for us? What's your take on the DEX environment right now?
Well, I mean, after your show just an hour ago with the ZERO co-founders, love that DEX. I think there's a lot of potential for that to be listed on primary exchanges and really grow to possibly even over $1 billion market cap. I know you wanted me to do some TA on it, but I'm looking at the charts here on ZERO, and I'm still struggling to load just because I think there's so many people actually looking at the price right now because it's not on TradingView. Maybe if you have the price.
I do indeed. Here I'm sending you the link right now.
Yeah, just a little bit of loading speed. Do you want to share your screen though, and then I can comment on it?
Sure.
So could you click all on the top right? Oh, you're on Uniswap. I see.
There's the all. So we have just about the end of March.
Yeah, the
They've
coin
only been around for 3 months, right?
Yeah, not even.
Yeah.
They're like, they still have new exchange smell.
Whatever that is.
It's like new car smell.
Alex is a car guy, so gotta get that one. Yeah, a lot of nice repetitive higher lows. One thing, could you click the all on the top right just one more time? There was a nice bullish engulfing candle a couple days ago that I saw that was very nice for an entry. I mean, it's difficult to do TA on assets like this that's just absolutely brand new, because getting in now before it's been listed or has the potential to get listed on massive exchanges, it's almost like getting in on private equity or like VC capital. So due to the fact that, it was up at 40 cents earlier, and it's came down all the way to 20, and now it's starting to rebound and move from 24 to 25 to a last price of, oh no, it's all the way up to 27 now. And so fundamentals are very interesting on this one. I think that sure, we could see a sell-off just because, and I don't mean a sell-off, I just mean like maybe a decrease back to 25 cents. I'd love that because I'd love to get more. But with Logan Paul tweeting about it this morning and everything, it's hard for me to see this thing going much lower.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we did on the live stream was just its peer group. And if you look at the market cap of its peer group, which doesn't even do with what XERO is doing as far as cross-chained Avalanche, BSC, and Polkadot, which is I think in a week or so. It's unbelievable. So to have that $75 million market cap and be below let's say Uni or Sushi with $1 billion market caps, or even KNC, which Kyber, which we've harped on, has been undervalued, DEX, and that's at what, 400 and something million now, $500 million. So yeah, I don't even know what to say. So that if you didn't watch the live stream from earlier, go back and watch it. It's an hour long with the founding team, and they're explaining, they do everything. They're showing everything from how to use it, the tutorials. They're doing AVAX exchanges. Like, why even use Ethereum anymore? Avalanche to buy XERO token, they did, and it was like almost instant. It took $1. It's crazy. So
ETH is my hedge against inflation now. That's why I use it.
Tomato coin is my retirement. And StormX is my new store of value. All right, listen, Ryan, come in. There's somebody buying some Bitcoin. You said,
yeah, Nexon. So Nexon, I think they're Korean or Japanese, and they're like virtual worlds, online gaming, what have you. They announced late last night here in the U.S., so early this morning here over in Asia, that they bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin, which represents a little less than 2% of their total cash holdings, cash and cash equivalents of $5 billion. And basically the reason they did this is because they feel like you can, in previous times, in years past, you could put cash into the bank, it would earn a couple % yield, and everyone would be happy. Since those days are gone, they've been looking for other ways to grow value for their shareholders. And I think the real key sentence here is that today's historically low interest rate environment, bank deposits provide little return, and considering inflation, it's almost equal to zero. Even junk bonds, which were high risk and once considered high yields, are no longer returning to the point of being meaningless risk. So they see Bitcoin now as being the best way to provide yield on their cash holdings, which is remarkable, a remarkable turnabout, especially for a company that's held by major asset managers and mutual funds, including Vanguard and elsewhere. So this is probably the first of many dominoes to fall in that region, given how much more open they are to crypto adoption than people and companies here in the US are, though that is changing. So I think that's kind of a compelling story, for sure.
very cool. All right, folks, it's going to do it for today's episode. A little short, a little time constraint, but just want everybody to know I'm a Voyager, I'm a Stormtrooper, and now I may be a Zero Hero. I don't even know if that word is good.
Zero Hero, there you go.
All right, folks, hang on to your handlebars. Happy trading. We actually will not be doing an episode tomorrow, as a few of us are traveling and stuff like that, but we will be back on Monday, unless CJ decides to throw an online party before then we'll announce it. Folks, have a great day, and thank you for watching us, and good rest of the week.
Thanks, everyone.